Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Wednesday, which is like a really good day. I didn't pay too much attention to like the sales and offers, and Netta was dealing with it, but I just checked the numbers before I started the video, and it was a super good day compared to the past few. So we've been doing better on like middle of the week and just weekdays rather than the weekends, even though last weekend was pretty decent. All right. First up right here is going to be this vintage 1978 Matchbox, like silver Chevrolet car right here. Has some like little lightning bolts on it. I took this off for when I was at the storage unit. We get a bunch of these cheap cars and like auctions and lots and stuff like that. This ended up going for $5 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. All right, next up is going to be like a manual for a keyboard. I don't want to go through like all of the little numbers and stuff right there. Got a bunch of this stuff at like an estate sale one time. I like to just grab any manuals, booklets, PC manuals, strategy guide books, because I know eventually someone's going to want to actually use the manual, or they want to read it, or they want to collect it, or they want to complete like a set if they have like. So this is for a particular keyboard. So if someone just wants to have this one, $16.99. This is it says Easy Pro Keyboard Operation Manual. All right, I don't want to go through all the numbers. It's just spouting random stuff. Moving along, we have some dice for Flames of War right here. This is Hit the Beach D6 dice set. I think it's like a brown and a gray right here. Flames of War is a World War II miniatures game. I think it's by like Battlefront or Battlefield right there. Battlefront is the company where you are playing World War II little battles, and then they'll have these different dice sets that represent different races or factions or sides and stuff. So people like to get the specific dice for the specific battle and stuff. So these end up selling for $16. All right, moving along, we have Blizzard Entertainment Overwatch, like promotional keychain right here. I actually don't know whose little keychain this is right here. I only played Overwatch for like 8 hours total when the game was, they had like a free version or a demo or something, or a weekend. There was like a free weekend a long time ago when the game was like first out, but I forgot where I got this promo thing, but this ended up going for $22.40. So yeah, that's probably one of the characters' little symbol. It's like a star. All right. Next up is going to be a combo order for these 2013 Touchbearer RPG like player decks right here. So I never played this particular RPG, but I like the little deck box case. And like I said, it's the same thing. I labeled them like A and B right here because I had two of them. They picked up both $38.38. So yeah, these are probably going to be some kind of like cards for players for the RPG game. RPGs have a lot of different things. You can use like cards. Most of them use dice. And then there's also like the Dungeon Master kind of runs people through stuff with various cards and stuff like that. It really depends. There's a lot of role-playing games out there, and there's a lot of ways that they're played. All right, moving along is we have this floral design like beaded cap, like a lady's cap right here. This one we sold a couple times, and this was also like a cursed item for us where we kept getting someone to like accept an offer and then they didn't pay. So then after a week or two and after like a message or two from us, we would send a message to make sure like, hey, if you need time to pay, we're not like sticklers on when someone needs to like pay, because we know like we send offers, so someone maybe accepts the offer they wanted to, maybe they want to do a combo order with us, or they don't get paid, or they're on a budget for specific days of the week and stuff. So like a lot of people deal with their finances differently, so we're in no rush, but like after an item goes like a week or two unpaid, we'll cancel it, relist it. And this one kept happening, so someone finally paid for this one. $14. It's really like, it looks like almost like handcrafted. No, it does say Marshall Fields. There you go. It just looks well done. It's probably like a vintage one. Moving along, this is a repeat buyer. They keep getting our Taurus games and design stuff. It's like these old military games. This is going to be the Raiders of the North Sea board game map right here, or the board. I believe the person, like the board, I believe is paper, and I think the person who owned this before they mounted and boarded it, if that makes sense, kind of like framing the picture. So there's like this board here that actually rolls out. I don't think that's how it naturally comes. I think this game's from the 70s, so I only got some like parts from it, so I don't know too much about it. But yeah, $40.01 right there. Next, like I said, that's a repeat buyer. I think they keep getting our bits and pieces for that particular, what was it called again? It's like the North Sea, Raiders of the North Sea. There you go. I had to check real quick. All right, move along. We have one of these like smaller, lower to the ground board games. It's Hello Neighbor, the Secret Neighbor party game right here. I like to grab all these. This one's still sealed. I also added my own extra seal to it. A lot of people like to collect different types of board games. It just looks like this is going to be like some kind of like you're stuck in a basement. Oh no, you're trying to figure out like what's going on in the creepy neighbor's basement, kind of like those movies where like kids solve like a mystery or something. So more of like a family game. It says that this is by Arcane Wonders. They do, I can't fully remember what other stuff they do, but I know that they're like a pretty decently known board game company. So this ended up going for $11.99. This is something that would look like junk to someone else, but I like picking it up because I talk about it all the time. People like to play all sorts of board games, all types, from like deep strategy to just like chilling at a table and not thinking too hard. All right, moving along, we have Famous Generals of the Civil War card game right here. So these look almost like they're like playing cards. So I'm not too sure like what particular game you can play with it. But yeah, it's literally just gonna have the famous generals, and it's gonna have little like factoids about them on the card. But this is like a deck of cards. This one's complete. I also have some sealed ones that are like the flags of the Civil War. So these end up going for $12. I like to pick up weird playing card decks, games that are small card games. I just know other people keep an eye out for them. I also like collecting. I have a small collection of playing cards, just like unique ones. I think the coolest playing card deck I found, but I did sell it. I think I sold it for like $40 before we were recording. It was like a specific board game convention. I forgot what convention, but the inner card of the whole deck was cut out as a meeple, and then there was actually like a meeple inside of it. So I just thought that was an interesting deck. I wanted to keep it, but then I saw like a couple others that were priced higher because it was a board game promotion. So I was like, I'll sell it to someone else that will appreciate it a little bit more than me. All right, next up is a combo order. This was what, 80, 90, a little bit more than $100. All three of the listings are right here. So this one Annetta helped me with. These are Risk pieces for Risk 2042, a fan-made expansion. So these were really hard to identify. It's just a bunch of like tanks and there's some like boats, and they looked really generic. And at first I thought they were Axis and Allies, but I'm like, I know what Axis and Allies pieces look like. I haven't seen every single Axis and Allies expansion and stuff, so I was really struggling to find it. The reverse image, couldn't find it. So I actually had Annetta post on Reddit, and then someone out of nowhere after like a week, they're like, oh, those are pieces for Risk 2042. So I go to Board Game Geek, I looked it up, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a fan-made expansion. There were none listed, so yeah, I got to sell all these pieces for $100. So that's pretty cool. I actually had like a one-of-a-kind item on eBay, and then we worked out a deal. So I'm excited someone's gonna appreciate it. I like Risk as a board game. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know where I had a cough. Something got in there. I like Risk as a board game, but I know it's like more of like a basic game. I like the 2022, or what is it, like the space one or something. I like the space one. People like the God one, the Greek gods and stuff like that. Also, I like Risk Legacy is one of my favorite board games where you get to make permanent choices throughout playing the game. You're going to rip up cards. You're going to open up packets. You're going to actually mark stuff on the board, capitals. People get specific country bonuses. It's just a really fun classic game, even though it's kind of more basic. So I didn't realize that this existed. So I just thought it was cool to sell that. All right. Next up is going to be this Super Heat skateboard trading card game. This is going to be a starter deck. I actually have two of these. I think I got these at auction. Whenever I get these like wacky card games, people usually don't bid on them, so I usually get them for like whatever the starting bid is. The person who sells items usually get to pick what the starting bid is. It's probably like $2 for two different decks. So yeah, there's actually like a skateboard card game. There's just a lot of card games out there. So this one's still sealed. So it has a bunch of like famous skaters. I'm not too sure how you like battle in this game, but it's always cool to know that there's a bunch of wacky like card games. I always pick those up. $9 for that one, so nothing crazy, but I knew someone's gonna appreciate it. And I still have a different starter deck. That one was like starter deck 2, and then the other one I have a starter deck 1. All right, next up is Europa Fires in the East right here. This is one of the 24 games. This is just the rule book for Fires in the East. You saw me sell a bunch of like the tokens and the pieces. I basically got this like really messy collection, and I kind of tried to sort it out as best as I could for what people would want. So I separated like a rule book. This ended up going to Repeat Buyer for $15.99. Like these Europa games have literally thousands of pieces, and they're also like old, so a lot of them are damaged and worn, and people use them, and a lot of pieces go missing because like they're little chit tokens that are this big. So yeah, replacing stuff people want to, and there's like a whole series. Theoretically, you want to play like the whole thing, but it would take too much time. All right, next up is going to be this Domino's Pizza Cup right here, like a vintage one. I like the restaurant stuff, menus. I've learned this through other people that there's like good branded stuff. People want to collect this. I've seen like people have like Blockbuster basements and stuff like that. So yeah, someone just wanted one of these Domino's promotional pizza cups. This ended up selling for $6. It wasn't crazy. I think this was from someone's garbage pile when they were going through like their storage unit. So I got to pick some stuff that they did not want. That literally was going to go to garbage. All right, last up is this Corgi Toys Hanomag SD KFC. It's like one of these like military tank. It's going to be a metal one. It's in pretty good condition. There's like an infantry inside there. So yeah, this was, I always get like diecast cars and stuff. Sometimes I'll get like these tanks and like planes and ships, and they do pretty well. This ended up going for $10 for that one. So all right, it was a pretty good day. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone's having a good week so far.